into the main lineup for USA. So I'm really proud of them actually, and we're seeing them going into Rock Mountain reverse version, which again your fate is determined by if you get a shroom here or not. So let's see what happens.
And just a
Yeah.
final note before the casting really gets in, it is now confirmed that Spain have gotten the win and will be making it to the bracket phase over Hong Kong. So another team from the play-in will be making it in. And with that being said, all eyes now are focused on this final group M, or this final slate of Group M matches.
Yeah. So now mentioning that we're actually having a double point of view today. We have Stevens from UK now, and this top three seems really tough actually to break it. In if maybe the guy in first has a shroom, that could be good. Oh no, that wasn't the play. I
He's
oh
off the
no.
track also. So really hot start for the United States squad. And as you mentioned, I'm not. If we asked about who was going to be making this team like half a year ago, if you projected it, how are you even going to get close to the answer we have right now? You have players like Jimmy, players like Trues, who are quite literally just appearing almost seemingly out of nowhere and just taking names in the process. And early top three is suggesting that they are not here to mess around.
Yeah, as you say, these players have improved a lot, and I'm not sure. But I okay. There's a shot coming in. Wait,
Yeah, that's going to be
hold
two
up.
dodges for UK, not just Stevens. So they're going to have to make a last final push here. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, but
Oh,
Mitch
that
gets
blue shield.
blued.
It's still a top three though. That even with that shot and that blue shield, it might not be enough. As
It looks
USA
like that
members
is the
were a
case.
lot. Yeah, they were a
Oh, the
lot. Oh
bomb at
my
the
god,
end
they get
too.
yeah. But they were able to break that top three by a bit. They get top to four for USA. And just to point out, I think Steven threw a red shell into a bomb trail. So that was really unfortunate that it didn't appear at the same beginning, but he didn't drop the bomb, which caused an explosion because of that red. And just failing off the track was like the icing the topping just to secure a USA lead because like Stevens could have pulled a shroom in fourth place if he didn't do that, and maybe get into second place as only Mitch had a shroom to cut. But yeah, that reading that bomb was not the play, I'd say.
And Super Effects sliding into fourth right at the end. Well known player, and really all the MK communities focusing now on MKT, though. That's the start you want if you are a fan of the States. I know I personally am residing there. Obviously, I'm not anywhere near playing with even online multiplayer at this game at this stage, but it's nice to have a team to kind of root a little bit for. That being said, know some of the players from UK myself. A lot of them come from the MK community. Jake Stevens, no stranger to anybody across any of the games, and of course Timba, an active user of or active player in MK8 that I get to play against a decent amount myself. So it's interesting to see how they play over here on a game that's more foreign to me.
Yeah, as I say, I actually am impressed. I'm not seeing Timbo today, as he is one of like he has great lines overall in both of the games. But right now, Steven's taking a unfortunate trail, but this Mega will do a lot of damage. I'm not sure if all right if he can get the box in fifth place. Okay, really good. He can maybe get this draft here or at least go into the Nick card. But it doesn't seem though. He has a start in fourth place, which could be really useful.
Now this looks a
But
lot better. He
yeah,
has a dodge item here. He has the heart. This should last for the majority of the lap. You should imagine. And he has another teammate up here. He's going to be able to play a little bit aggressive with the heart padding it. And
oh,
Super
FX
Effects
getting
goes down. A
blue
blue is
shield coming
coming
in.
in also.
That's Mitch getting blued again, and it seems like a top two for UK. If they manage to get this like after the cut, that
That's
mushroom pool
gonna.
is going to be huge. But
Oh, and he
Mitch,
gets passed by Mitch at the end though. So only 2 through 4. I thought
yeah,
I was about ready to call
Mitch,
it that Stevens had it, but Mitch definitely had the angle on him at the very end
yeah,
there.
yeah. That you're not supposed to like it's rare. It's a bit rare to pull a mushroom in second place. Even in first place, it's a bit rare, but it can happen. The thing is, Stevens didn't actually like predict that. Like you're not supposed to happen, but the moment you had the shroom, he had to take a bit of a weird angle to just get into the shroom. However, getting the box in third or fourth, as Mitch did, Mitch had to play that like aggressive and try to go with that angle even without a shroom. Because of that, he got a shroom and he got the first place because he got a better line overall. And congrats
Mhm.
to Mitch because that was the play to do.
Right, so going to be a little bit of a catch-up race there for the UK. Not a giant one, but 3 points is still, at the very least, something. The hard thing for me really is just following all the characters in this game right now. I assume that is Benson using Peach. If I have to do the process of elimination there with the lineups, you can correct me on that if I'm wrong, but we'll have to see.
Yeah,
Uh,
I actually want to talk about that UK fourth member because we had known Stevens and Lunar and maybe Timbo at some point, but we also seen Benson
okay, yeah.
who
It looks like symbols
yeah
there, but now I see the name more clearly.
yeah, a bit of a weird name, but for some devices, but yeah, that's Benson. This player again, like these guys come from even Royal Racers, and this MKD player, they come from the Al Cup ranking like game mode. Like you gotta play one single player, and because of that, like you have invested a bit of money in this game and you have played it for a while now, so you know a bit of how it works, and that means because of that knowledge, you can get to play at a really high level. Actually, being enough to get into the your teammate like your selection. So
I
I'm sorry
imagine that
I'm
game mode
talking.
keeps you very sharp also. You're going to have to be able to improvise on the dime a lot just to extend your combos and all of that. So, UK really with a lot
Oh,
of
this back.
interesting backgrounds here. You have Lunar, who I believe is more focused as a time trialer. You have all cup players, and of course, you have players who play multiple MK games. So, a lot of versatility here.
Yeah, let's see if Jimmy can do this respawn correctly because this is a top spots for UK. But as you say, yeah, you see him in fourth place, but UK may able to be holding this 1-3 enough, and if that's the case, that's probably a win for them. This bomb coming in, that shock.
It looked like it was going
That
to hit for a second with a shock,
yeah,
canceling
yeah,
out any momentum.
maybe the shock cancel that snipe because it didn't look quite off. Actually, maybe it would have connected without the shock. But I assume, yeah, UK had the shock, so they just waited for the guy in first to end. And yeah, as I told you, like playing ACR is actually it's actually good. Like there are a lot of ACR players like in the world who had already like a decent knowledge about the game. And if you can get them some of them to play like competitive MK, like they will adapt real quick. Like they already know how to drive, how to take the turns. So it's just a bit of a practice, I'd say. For example, we have Swiss player Swirls, who I think ended top 10 of the world like several times now. He just switched to playing competitive MK, and he has done a great job on Switzerland team. So same for Benson actually, because this team also have some ECR players, and now Benson's filling down that fourth spot. But still, we haven't been talking a bit about that last race. And now the difference between these two teams after the three races is just is less than 10 points. So it's actually really close. You have to see it now again in Paris.
Yeah, so again, UK picking up a little bit of momentum. It's going to be rough after that first race on Rock Mountain. It looks like we're getting a little bit of the bagging perspective here from Jimmy, but doesn't something that's not always seen on these casts. So perhaps the Jake Seams perspective may be a little bit more ideal for this race. We see him up here in third place right now.
Yeah, Steven's actually holding a 2-3-4 for UK right now. If they're that smart bounce, I think that was sadly one of his teammates, Green, but that star pool is going to
That's a
help a
great
lot.
pull. That's a
Yeah,
great pull. We don't know if he's going to hold it. I assume that is going to be the play right now. Look
yeah,
more
maybe hold
so
it
for
because of the
something on lap
shock,
two.
or yeah, or take that shortcut
Top
over
two
here.
is now in effect for UK. He will be taking this cut right here just to try to catch up. Maybe the thought is that Jimmy's not going to be able to pull something here. Maybe if we can
Oh,
get a
this
quick
guy.
look, we'll get a better story here. He's going to have the blue.
Oh,
So again, this is
yeah, there you
UK's
go.
top 2 to lose.
Yeah, this is going to be hard. We
And that
seen
is
Jimmy's
nothing
perspective.
over from Jimmy's perspective. So
Yeah,
back here, Stev's going to be holding the blue, but it looks like it's taken out. He's going to have to throw this.
yeah, that boost will do a bit of a damage if they're not able to dodge it, but it doesn't seem like it. Like they were able to dodge it, and
Oh,
Steven's
this is
going to
big.
lose a bit of a spot here, and it's going to be a top 2-4 for USA. And Jimmy already too far behind of the guy in seventh place, so he's going to take the place for USA. Top 2-4-8, still a big winning race. I believe that's close to 9 points, and
That's been the
yeah, we didn't
story.
so much. We didn't so much because maybe it's not that attractive, but yeah, this is the way that you back for the shock in this game, since you can't go backwards. Your only chance and your only hope is you to do a failure at the beginning and just going left and right as fast as you can to cover as less terrain as you can, so you can get a box in eighth place. That's a
Either
bit of
that.
how it works, but it's a bit of more complicated than that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time also, it's kind of a dare. Sometimes you feel good about your positioning. Sometimes you don't want the shock to occur at all. And the best way to prevent the shock from really happening is to prevent the amount of boxes that your opponent can actually obtain in the back by simply slowing down. So again, it's a little bit of a vote of confidence in your own runners. And it didn't really necessarily look like it was going to work out there for a minute. UK had the top 2 on lockdown. They were able to take advantage of the mismatch early. But unfortunately, step pulling blue was not a great thing in the end because he wasn't able to really be up there, provide any pressure on the USA members in the middle of the pack, and they eventually fell. And boom, that's another big race for the US. And even though it's been tied and who's won 2-2 now, the margin of victory for the US has just been absolutely massive in comparison.
Yeah, for sure. I want to point out now Jimmy is bagging because like I think they're switching like in between races. Some races Jimmy will bag and some races will come. But
And
yeah,
that's a
right
really
now.
interesting thing because, certain players are going to have bigger strengths on certain tracks. And there may be others where maybe Comtrue's is simply maybe the better option. Maybe they're just switching off. Maybe it keeps everybody fresh. But oh my god, did that
Oh, the
plan actually hit?
pressure.
Or is it
I'm not
okay?
sure. That's a blue again on USA, and that's going to make FX going to respond backwards. I mean, like
Yeah,
he's going to lose a lot of time. Yeah, but right now Steven's holding to first place. He has two protections. Uh,
yeah, and the
his
protection's huge
team.
because the 2-3 right behind him. If he can at
Yeah.
least pull off a trail, but it's gonna be tough.
All right. So
Oh,
actually,
does he?
I think he does. I think he does. Yeah,
That's
but he
multiple
doesn't have
hits.
that. He doesn't have any protection now. So
Oh, the heart.
if Mitch is able to surpass him here, maybe Com has already in
Oh,
third
he
place,
is
who
just
actually could.
surrounded by the U.S. right
Uh,
within his view without even
he needs to
looking
be
back.
careful now. This draft is actually huge.
Clutch draft, but the protection is gone. This is
No.
really bad. Oh, and he gets hit off and redded and loses it
Top
all.
three. No, oh my god. Yeah, that. Oh, there's a shock. Actually, Jimmy had the shock. For USA, it wasn't needed. But
Yeah.
I want to emphasize that that USA players just were a bit faster than Steve on that ending of the race, causing him to draft. Yeah, that draft was really huge. But because they were so close to you, they like protections got lag away, and even without that, I do believe yeah, he could have a secondary red and just dread you off the glider in either way. So great job for USA getting that top three, and things are looking a bit grim for UK right now, as they need to start coming back like right now.
Yeah, and if you want to talk about pressure, that was some pressure right there. Like usually the presence in the spots 2 through 4 is just enough. But in this circumstance, he had no defense and suddenly he's not even looking back and he sees second and third right on his screen with him there. Unfortunately for him, he pulls defense. It's taken care of with ease, and the red from third place is enough for them to get him out on top of the glider, which just makes it makes it just even
Yeah,
worse because
that
again
that ending of the race is horrible. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
Jimmy will back
flip.
again.
That is an absolute flip. So back over to the Stevens perspective. Can we get a little bit of justice for the end of the last race? I'm not sure. This is definitely not the ideal start, getting a little bit of the off
Oh,
road,
that
but
snipe! Oh my
yeah,
god, yeah, that was really good.
yeah, perfect arc on super effects there. And this is an early top two for UK. They're fighting for it. I don't think US is totally super far
Oh
behind, but Stevens going to
no,
be able to.
he has a mega. Oh my god,
Oh,
yeah,
he couldn't get it.
that
He could
was
not
that
get
was really
super effects.
unfortunate. Yeah, getting red in like sixth place is a bit unfortunate. Getting in fifth place is a lot unfortunate,
Yeah,
but
hitting
getting
Mitch
a
would be
red from
important.
seventh place also is not what you're expecting actually. But yeah, Mitch gets taken out.
Blue is being
Jimmy's holding
held.
a blue.
That
Yeah,
star for Jake Stevens, though, quite important, I want to say. He's
he
going to be
can
able
get
to really beat out Mitch here, even with the Mega, just because of the impact of the star at the last set. It's just going to be a matter of what UK can do to that first place. Here comes the star out. He's going to be able to go
Oh,
off
Benson
road.
getting off, and this is a first place for USA if nothing goes wrong, as a top two from UK disappears in the sand, and Benson gets taken out into sixth place, and Stevens getting a bit of a weird line at the beginning and just getting pushed and hit by FX, but one time, meaning his race was practically over, like his race for getting the first place. So yeah, unfortunately for him, we couldn't see him like at the top this race, but to see what exactly happened with the UK top two. But still, great job from USA taking 1-3-4, and yeah, Jimmy had to hold that blue, so that will be eighth place for him.
Yeah, it looked a little bit what is the word there? I guess a little bit of a missed opportunity there from Jake Stevens. Obviously, sometimes you play these very polished teams, and executing some tasks can become really hard, just because these players are going to be ready for anything that you're going to do. In this instance, it looked like he may have had I mean, he got a great snipe on the first sector there, but couldn't really get the best of Kyle and Mitch at the very end. So again, or
Pulling a
super
red
effects,
in
yeah,
sixth place. Yeah, pulling a
yeah.
red in sixth place should be illegal, bro. It's actually really, really strong. And
Yeah.
sadly, yeah,
Fortunately, the
he
star
had a
not really able to take a bunch of effect either, though.
yeah, Mitch right there. I think he had the button on because he took right like the cut right because of he had like the correct settings on, and even without star he wasn't able to catch Mitch. So really good. Right now going to the Rock Mountain. You gotta make sure you get some shrooms here. Stevens doesn't get a shroom, and Lunar gets taken out. He might want to drop here
I think the
or
bomb is
just
gone, at least,
yeah.
unless I cannot see anything. But
I'm sure
yeah,
you can pull bomb in first set actually. Maybe we saw wrong. But Mitch holding a horn in
yeah, I like the
first is
decision to
going to
red
die.
there, actually, because Mitch had a horn, and a lot of times really difficult to react in this game to Reds win holding that horn. So that's a little
Oh,
bit
we
of a
see a
flip.
mega. What? Oh, that Benson
Yeah, he's got
going
to
into a
watch.
mega,
Yeah, I was gonna say he
but
has to watch out.
yeah,
Cut coming in
I'm not sure
for
if that was a
US.
play because you couldn't take the cut and
Oh
they're
no.
now in first place. Yeah, and he hits the boulder too. I
Yeah, that
think.
boulder's rough because they need this race. 30 points, maybe not as much in our other featured games this weekend, but 30 points is a commanding lead in MKT, so definitely going to need to
Oh,
make the use
USA
of it.
holding shock
Yeah,
and
we see it
yeah.
here. This is this is a potential disaster in the works for the
Yeah,
UK.
the only
Depends
thing
what do they
they need to
have.
do. Yeah, the
Oh,
only
they
thing
hit
they
him
need to
out.
do is oh, it is a top three, but this is catastrophic because they
Yeah,
are not aware
unfortunately, the track
USA
doesn't
has
end
shock.
here on this version. So
Yeah,
they still have a
and
little bit to go.
the only thing they need is just this red is huge, but the shock should come like right now and
I'm
should deny
surprised they
these
didn't
UK
use the Mega.
players.
Stars out. There
Yeah,
goes super effects into first.
that she's just gone. But
The two through
actually,
four, they need to be able to keep. I'm
oh
not sure
my
if they
god.
can. They still have it. This is the end of the track coming up here, so
Yeah,
at
I
least a
think they
winning
will be
race,
able
maybe.
to do it. Sadly, USA didn't get enough dodges. But sadly, like okay, you dodge 200 players, but still a 2-3-4 for UK, and maybe Jimmy can take out like Timbu the 7th place right of the ending. He didn't. Okay, so I'll
That's
talk
solid for
about
UK.
yeah, that like it is a winning race for UK. That's a bit of what you need, but you need to start getting these races like right now. Start coming back because, as you say, 30%, like a 30-point lead, it doesn't seem like a lot. For example, for MK8 players, I mean it's a lot. You need like a top five to do it, but in this game, one top four gives you plus 19 points, and if you're losing by 30, and then you have a bit of a problem there.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's a
uh,
foregone conclusion that they need to get some first place to actually get back into this war, especially if they're going to continue dropping a bagger there. But
I,
regardless, it shows that
oh,
sometimes there is more that you need to do than just pull the shock to win there. 2 through 4 still coming in, not nearly enough. Maybe that's why the star was held for so long for the USA team because they didn't really have anything else. The big question here is I thought I saw Comtrues with a Mega up in second or third at one point, and when it ended, Stevens was able to just red him out, so like nothing happened. Maybe a little bit
I'm
of
not
impatient
sure.
play there. You never know.
We actually seen Jimmy run this time, yeah. So I didn't got quite the chance to comment it, but I think Stevens got saved by hitting that boulder on that map. But that we are on a new map here. Lunars gets taken out. This trade, yeah, this is going to be a bit of a
Yeah,
bold move to
a
be
little bit of a slow
near it.
him there in a sense. And
Yeah,
I don't think he
and
wants to
now
use the
we
Mega to recover too soon because obviously can get the chain, maybe get some more cuts. Never know.
yeah still the first place for USA.
Yeah,
Not sure. Maybe it's
they
Mitch in
have
the
to get him
first, but
out too. They
yeah,
really have to get them out here.
this horn is
Oh
going to
yeah, this
do.
is scary. He's gonna get him, I think.
No,
Not
okay,
the
he's
best and
saved.
most tight lines from Jake Stevens out, but he's still managing to hold on
Yeah,
right
it
now.
still maintains first, but
Top
okay,
two
now it's the
now.
top two. Yeah, the only thing they need to do is just maintain it. We see the baggers here. I think one of the baggers hit one of Steven's protection,
And UK's
and
last
the other
runner's got to
protection.
get up here.
It's oh my god, the bill of the bagger. It's
Oh,
not
no
going
way,
to
dude.
help Stevens,
I don't
bro.
think he's
If
losing
it
spots, though.
he is,
Maybe
he
he
is.
will.
Yeah.
Yes, he will.
Oh
I haven't seen really a
no.
troll in these games before. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know if there's any rules about it, but I
No,
don't believe
it's
there
not.
are.
It's not. It's not like there are some tracks that are just good at like you can heavily bag enough to the runners would just be one lap ahead of you, and there's nothing you can do about that. Like I'm not sure if the bagger that hit it might be one of you like the USA bagger because that build was actually really clutch. That just broke the UK top two, and Mitch able to clutch that second place was really nice.
Mm-hmm. All right. Obviously, the GPs in this game are only 3 races, but coming up on the final one in terms of the traditional 4 race ones. So, US still a bit of a lead. UK's chipping away a little bit. They're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit. But again, positive momentum. I said that they had to win the. I said they had to win race 7. They were able to do that. I said that they had to start getting first. They did do that there, but again, the pace is eventually going to have to be picked up, and we'll see if that is the next order that they can fulfill.
Yeah, and if UK needs one race to come back, it definitely should be this one. We have seen earlier today that this race leads to some teams that were losing just trying impossible things just to come back, and yeah, that's about it. Like Jimmy will back, I think, this time, or at least just staying in the back. But if that UK member, if Leon is going to also hard back, it will be a bit of a difficult time for UK to come back as they are running out of time and the difference is just going strong. This screen is actually going to hit two people and included effects. So right up back to the top three, but without Shrooms, the top two, they will be easily catch up by someone in third or four if they are able to pull Shrooms. Actually, Stevens, yeah, protecting that top two is okay, but he's going to try the Nisk maybe. But oh no, that was unfortunate. Yeah. Um, with no Shroom here, this Nisk is going to be a bit slower. But 2-3-4 right now for USA, the only thing they need to do is start chaining Reds into first place, and it's almost over. Yeah, and yeah, the bagging battle, Jimmy is going to get the box in 8th place, but I don't think that matters as USA is the top three right now, and really, really secure. Like they have a big lead. Even with this room, I don't think Steph is going to do enough. Mm, not looking good. But he drops actually to get that red off. He didn't quite did it. But this mega pull is actually going to help Deluxe coming in. Actually, it could be an ending, a weird of ending race as Steven gets into second place. 2-3 actually for UK, 2-3-5. And this all of a sudden just is not right now a plus winning race for UK. I'm not entirely sure what happened at the end. That blue shell pull was really clutch. That mega pull about Stevens was really, really good actually. And I want to point out that play of going non-smart steering right up, like about to get into the ending shortcut. You couldn't have done that if the smart steering was on. So because of that, Stevens is going to take the second place and maybe hit someone from the USA in that process, which leads to a 2-3 for UK. So yeah, that top three is right up back on, and three races left, and a narrow win on the last track. Just like you need wins, bro, but you're running out of time. You need to get a huge race right now. Either that or you're a bit without hope right now. So right, excuse me for a second. Yeah. So if UK needs one track to come back. This might be the chance. Like if you can hit someone from USA in the glider here, then his race is practically over. Jimmy opting to back again as we saw the shock glider, and pretty nice actually. What we've seen about Stevens' last race with that mega pull and non-smart steering move. So UK again going to decide to back, even though they haven't got any shocks.
Yeah, and
But
they're gonna have to change their mind soon too. I think
yeah,
probably should take a look at Jake Stevens. Yeah, and the thing is,
it's
it's like
probably
they were down
here.
30 the half. They've won 3 in a row, and they're down 25 now. That's really only 17% of the way through the comeback and half the time. So the rate is just not there right now.
Oh my
That being
god, these items
said,
though.
these are great items, but
Yeah,
Jimmy's just
the
consistently held eighth, so I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing with
yeah,
this. Really, he's just
not
going to have to use it, and at some point, you have to wonder, like, are they just going to go all run? Because it almost feels like it would be better
yeah,
for their
but like
chances at this point. You don't want to give the U.S. more boxes, but if you're running out of time, you may not have a choice.
yeah, I have a lot to say about this actually. Yeah, there since there's a glider before the secondary box, seeing a shock in this track is most likely not going to happen, as you only get like two boxes to do it. Because of that glider, you can actually fall off of that glider three times before going respawn in the forward. But still, this top two for USA is mostly secure unless a blue shell happens now, and it doesn't quite going to be the case. And yeah, this is going to be a top two for USA
Oh, and that's
without
just a gut
without
punch,
spot.
also.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not what you need if you're at UK. And I want to point out, like we have seen today, and I think yesterday, some teams that are going into a narrow loss, like at the end of the war, and they are deciding still going to back. Like the highest race you can get with bagging is top
it's
three
not
seven,
enough
which is plus
anymore. It's
13.
not
Yeah,
enough.
and
I think
if
mathematically
UK,
you have to have 4 people running at this point for the last 2 races. I mean, you
yeah,
can
that's
technically
so,
win doing it only one more, but I don't think that
uh,
they should force it because they're going to literally have to top 3-7 to even get to that. So you might as well give yourself more ways to win and go all
yeah,
forward here, I think.
sadly, I think these like teams in general might not have like the idea of like we're losing by a lot. Let's run like to take that decision. That means you have to get a lot of like work done. Like you say, we are risking it all. We have to do it. Like we have no other choice. Like sometimes it's a bit of a like it's hard to take that decision because you're like letting the other team probably get the shock.
I
But
mean,
at this point, even last race, you should have taken that decision if you're okay because right now you're down a lot and you need two monstrous big races
yeah, and
just
this isn't
to
Mario
bounce
Kart
back.
Wii either. Like, the shock doesn't happen every race.
That's right.
It's not like a matter of who's going to get it. It's going to be a matter of if somebody gets it, who's it going to be? Not sure if I cut out there, but regardless, it's kind of like I understand that you only want to do all run the second it's like something that you have to do, but I don't think that it has to be like that this way because, again, in 2 lap races, it's not all.
Oh my
Did
god,
he
this guy
really just pulled
fucking
double
star.
stars?
Yeah,
He really
he
just
pulled double
did.
star 2 times in a row. Actually, I'm not sure
Yeah.
you saw that. But the fact that Jimmy has 2 stars in the back means that there can only be one more star in play. So this won't be good for like the
Well,
pack
not
players
anymore, I
of
guess.
USA. But yeah, but this build pool is actually huge. I can see Jimmy taking out into the top 4 easily with
They
that
have to
build.
red him out at first. I think the war is just straight up over if they don't.
Yeah, that's I think that's about it. Yeah, but as we see, FX just going wild against Stevens. This build is actually going to happen. I'm not sure why it didn't happen earlier, but Jimmy going to take 7th here. FX get taken out at the end, but
I
getting
still
that
think
first
that's
place
going to
for
be
USA,
GG's.
yeah, that's not going to be enough for UK to take the win. So I think mathematically, with that first from come truth, the war is already over. Um, if not wrong, still brilliant efforts from USA doing a lot of things right. I have seen some of the gameplay there, and sadly, we having UK going into the next round will require to do like I'm not entirely sure if that's possible, but will require to other teams like performance. So right now, the destiny of UK relies on Ecuador and El Salvador match, which is going to happen,
Yeah.
I think,
And El
right off the
Salvador,
bat.
yes. And El Salvador has to win that one for both themselves and for UK. I'm not convinced that UK actually has a shot anymore,
I
the more I
yeah,
think about it.
I
Because
yeah, because
the
it
situation where they get in surely begins with a tiebreaker, but they're 1-2. So that means that the USA is off the table. So what this means is that they need the USA to go 3-0, beat Ecuador, and El Salvador needs to beat Ecuador, and then you would have a situation where there's 3-1-2 teams. The problem with that is they've lost to Ecuador by 20 already, and they only beat El Salvador by 16. So since they have a -4 differential in those matches already, and hypothetically somebody has to go positive between the 3 teams, at least one, right? Because who's winning the matches if not? It has to balance out to
I
0. I think that means that the UK is actually eliminated. And
yeah, I
again,
think that's it. Yeah, even if 3 teams end up with 1-2 record, I think the plus minus just and Clan War League rules in general just benefits either Ecuador or El Salvador. So I think we saw a bot at the end of the race there. So I think yeah, just for having like this courtesy of 12 races, I think they're going to reopen for one last race, even though USA already won.
yeah,
So
I think we should talk about the situation a little bit more, however. So Ecuador is sitting at a plus 20 right now, and this is like in the timeline where El Salvador beats Ecuador. So what exactly has to happen between the 3 of them? And this is assuming that Ecuador doesn't beat the US also. If Ecuador loses to El Salvador right now is -16 between the 3. UK is going to be -4, and Ecuador is currently plus 20. So since there's a 36-point difference, I think that means that, what would it be? Hmm.
I think
Is it 18? Doesn't feel
oh
right, but I think it actually, dude. There's got to be something wrong with this. I don't remember what it would be.
what I am curious about what's going to happen if Ecuador loses next match because I'm not entirely sure. I think it
I
will
know now. I know now. If it is if Ecuador loses to El Salvador by 18 and then goes on to lose to the USA, I think you have a tie break there, like a complete tie in the differential. They would both be +2, and the UK would be -4. Now that's very unlikely to happen, but we'd have to really scratch deep into the rules there. And additionally, that also relies on Ecuador to lose to the US. So here's the situation really. If El Salvador beats Ecuador by 20 or more, they have a reasonable shot to actually make it in.
Yeah, and
The
that's not
question is,
a wild thing to happen.
yeah, so really the result is going to make the final match of the night have a lot more to it. Because if El Salvador is able to win by that much, Ecuador is now playing against USA for their term in lives. If they're able to just win that match or win it by or lose by less than 18, I guess, they'll also be in, but
Oh, pulling
playing
out over
for
there.
more on the line, i.e., a 1 seed against the US. So again,
Yeah,
matches will have meaning later, but we'll just have to see.
yeah. So speaking of a bit of this last race, we see Mitch getting annihilated in the back, and just USA pulling another shock. And yeah, so it's actually going to be Ecuador versus El Salvador match. That I think it's coming right as this match ends, and it will decide the fate of this group actually. Because yeah, sadly, like I wasn't expecting it because of course but there has been some offsets, some major offsets in this World Cup, and Ecuador beating UK was actually one of them. And like Ecuador did a really good job on taking these UK members out. And when I saw that loss, I think, yeah, I was about to say that the UK had a really rough choice to like they either need to win against USA or I don't know what kind of miracle they needed to advance to next round because of that loss against Ecuador yesterday, I think. So yeah, I'm excited to see actually Ecuador versus El Salvador match coming out. I think right now, and so yeah, that will decide what happens because I think virtually and mathematically, I think UK is already done for.
Yeah, I don't think
So
that there's a potential way, but it's unique because I think El Salvador, despite the rough start, really, they're 0-2 still. UK does have a win just because of the nature of their losses. They still have a chance to go out there and figure it out. So we'll see. They're going to need to win, and by more than just two, I think it's going to be at least 18 to create a weird tie scenario that would have to be discussed. But if they're able to win by 20 or more, and then USA is, well, they don't control everything, but if USA is able to handle business against Ecuador, which you would assume to happen, surely Ecuador has proven that they can beat them. But if that happens, they have a chance. They have a chance. But I think we're going to break now. It's a good showing for the US squad, and the rest of the group will be played out tonight.